I've worked with legends from Usher, worked on Travis Scott's project with Paul Wall, Baby Bash, Lil Keke. I've engineered tracks, got Grammy nom, Billboard hits. I got my first plaque this year, gold plaque with Megan Thee Stallion. But less than 1% of my 2.2 billion streams came from my own catalog. That was a wake-up call to me, so I flipped it. I built a new model, Slow-Fi Chronicles, a sound rooted with Houston soul, screw culture, and futuristic storytelling. But this time, instead of letting a platform collect the check, I brought it straight to the people. This is how I set up on Even. Streaming made me famous in the credits, but fan funding, it gave me creative freedom. I'm Bruce Bang, and with just 28 real supporters, I made more money off the Slow-Fi Chronicles than if I would have got 280,000 streams. With just 28 people, the equivalent of what they supported me would have taken maybe multiple years for me to get 280,000 streams. So now I'm on a mission to hit 100 supporters by 420. My campaign is still live on Even.biz. My single Swinging Down featuring Paul Wall and Sounds Like Den is out right now on all streaming platforms. I just added a few more songs to the Slow-Fi Chronicles Volume 1, so it's going to be 10 songs that drop on 420. I just finished the last 3 today, so I'm going to update Even for my supporters on there. You're going to get everything first. Some people got it 30 days before it's going to drop. You have the opportunity now to get it for as little as $5. You can support real art, indie artists. I'm a producer. This is my producer album. I'm an engineer and an artist as well. I've dropped a handful of songs as an artist, but I spent majority of my career working for other people, working on their music, working on their albums, working on songs for them. I did drop an album in 2002 under the name Bruce Takara. Maybe a few years after that, I kind of just transitioned into more producing and engineering, and I started to mix for people like Baby Bash, Lil Keke, Paul Wall, Zero. I produced on the Get Your Mind Correct album with Paul Wall and Chameleonaire. I was the head recording engineer for Usher's Super Bowl halftime performance for Super Bowl 58, along with my brothers, the Iverly brothers. I think after I did that, such a big event, my boy Steve-O, my business partner, he said, Bruce went from recording your homeboy's mixtape on the block to the Super Bowl. So imagine that. Like, I'm working with all these indie artists, all these really big artists in this region in Texas. But doing the Super Bowl, that was like the biggest thing I've ever touched, I've ever been a part of. The magnitude, the visibility of it, the dynamics and the complexity of putting the show together. An amazing artist like Usher showing up and showing out, and bringing like real performances back without the lip syncing. So it was a really crazy experience working on that. So imagine I come back to Houston after being in Vegas for 3 months working on the Super Bowl, and I start doing my normal recording, mixing sessions. It's like I almost got burnt out after doing something that big and then just coming back and doing, I don't want to say regular music, but it's like I spent 20 years doing these certain things to get to a certain level, get the accolades, and then when I look at my Apple Music profile, I have like 3 songs on there. Collectively they may have less than 1,000 streams together, and I make a lot of publishing off of over 300 releases that I have publishing on, from producing to writing to featuring on. But when you search me up as an artist on Apple Music, my page is looking real dry. Let me show y'all. So my page is looking real dry. If you go under Bruce Bang, most of my songs that I've been on are all as a featured performer. So this is my single, Swinging Down, featuring Paul Wall. There we go. So yeah, like I said, when you go under Bruce Bang, my own songs, there's literally like 3: Painkiller, No Days Off, In This Life, and now we got Swinging Down, right? So when you go to my features or my most popular songs, this song just came out on Quiet Money Dot's album. I sing a chorus on here. So if you take a look, Quiet Money Dot, Baby Bash, finally one of my songs is in my top, songs. But all these other ones with Baby Bash, Paul Wall, Hog Booma, Booby Gibson, Baby Bash, LYT, all these songs, they're not my releases. So that's why the numbers look so lopsided. So all these songs are basically other people's music that I produced, engineered, mixed, or featured on. And my music is like 4 songs. So I decided, for a long time I've tried to figure out like what's my purpose. Like I kept hearing all these entrepreneur videos, and people have been, doing certain things as far as their career, or their passion, and then one day like a light bulb goes off and then they find what their purpose is. And for me, for a long time, I never really thought about how can I really help the artists I work with? Because me, I produce, I sing, I engineer, I mix, I own a recording studio. I have a big network of a lot of different musicians, artists, executives in the state, out of the state, in the world, you know what I'm saying? So when I got back, and like I said, I almost got burnt out to go back to doing the same thing. You can't go to the biggest stage in the world and then just go back to regular life. Like, it took a few months to really soak in doing the Super Bowl, and then it got a couple of Emmy nominations, and then Usher's album that I recorded, one of the songs, got nominated for a Grammy, and then I got a gold plaque from Megan Thee Stallion, a song I recorded as well. And all this stuff started happening after Super Bowl. It's just one after the other, like all the validation that I was looking for as an engineer, as a producer. I finally started getting it. It really opened my eyes to kind of see, like, what am I going to do for the next 20 years or the next 10 years? Because I'm always the type that's kind of looking forward and trying to see what's the next thing. I'm very curious and trying to find out the new techniques, the new technologies. I'm always trying to see what's next when it comes to Dolby Atmos, when it comes to newest plugins, the newest software, the newest equipment, the newest gear. And I get bored watching mixing videos now, because I've been mixing for 25 years. And I started to notice, like, I don't really care what everybody's favorite compressor is anymore. I really don't care what EQ plugin everybody uses. But after doing the Super Bowl and watching how the Avila brothers work, it brought me back to when I was just a producer. I wasn't trying to engineer for people. I wasn't like the biggest mix engineer in the city. I was just making beats, trying to learn how to record, going to school. Right now, when I do sessions, it feels like a job. Like if I'm recording or mixing somebody's music that I didn't create or I didn't produce, or, I'm putting my 2 cents in it, put my artistic vision into it, and then I try to bring every artist's music to life, whether they're a big artist or they're a small artist. It doesn't matter to me. At the end of the day, I'm very prideful. I like to put my name on things, so I'm not going to give you any BS. Like, if we worked on it and we're putting it out, it's because I put some care into it. I want to stamp my name on it, and I'm proud to have worked on it. So another dilemma is a lot of the artists that I produced for, they would end up sitting on music and not putting it out. And it could be for a number of things. Either the music got old to them, they switched up their label situation they had going on, they forgot about the song, it was incomplete, they couldn't get the song cleared, blase, all kinds of different things. I also had a lot of songs that were just ideas, like choruses I wrote with no verses, or beats that I made that I had concepts for but I didn't have an artist on. The other thing that I found was I can't sit on this music forever. It's just sitting on my hard drive. So the initial idea was to finish up a lot of the songs that I already had started that may have been 10 years old, 5 years old, 15 years old, whatever the case is, and just kind of finalize them enough to release them. And I was going to put them out as Ashcroft Archives, which is the studio address is on Ashcroft Street. So basically the archives that, you know, basically we worked on songs that just never came out. And I'm talking about songs with Kurt Bangs, with Zero, Paul Wall, Cap G, Lil Keke, Big Pokey, Eddie Coke, like you name it. I probably have something with like a lot of these big legendary artists out of Houston that are, you know, kind of like my partners. Like we've been in the studio so much making music together. Now it kind of feels like a kind of like a family. Like all the artists that I've worked with, I've been a part of their music. So now I'm asking them to be a part of my music. And that's where my passion is now, is bringing my community together, using my relationships with the OG artists, and then also my ear to the street, and then my relationships with the younger artists, and try to cultivate a sound called Slow-Fi, which is lo-fi, but also slow down like Houston shit. So bringing back the nostalgic feel of the 90s and 2000s screw era, and kind of blending it with some of the organic instruments, and then some of the new vibes from you know, the R&B wave right now. I love R&B music. I'm an R&B producer at heart, but I love hip hop. I love Houston culture. I love Texas rap. So I'm really excited to finally put my Slow-Fi project together. This video is to kind of break down why I went fan funded, why I went direct to consumer. It's a term you're going to start hearing a lot coming up here. If you don't know, there's like a battle going on in the streaming industry where a lot of the artists are not getting paid for their proper share of their music. And they have to rely on doing a lot of other things like merch, concerts, touring, shows, just to kind of make and sustain a living. So the new trend now is we're doing direct to consumer. And I think the first time that I heard something like this that wasn't like slanging CDs out the trunk era was Nipsey Hussle. So when Nipsey Hussle, I think he did like a limited edition CD 100 copies, $100 album. That's it. I wonder if anybody still has those. I'm sure they're collectibles now. So yeah, 11 years ago, so what was that, 2013, he dropped a physical CD for $100 with 1,000 copies. So basically he made $10,000 off of one mixtape as a physical CD. The problem now is people don't have CD players in their car. Like a lot of people, all my cars, I have an Audi, I have 2 Acuras, none of them have CD players. Even in the recording studio, I don't have a CD player. I have a DVD burner that's like a hub, but that's the only way I can do anything with a CD. So CDs is gone. Everything is streaming. Everything is digital on the phone now. I know most people are consuming their music, like whether they're working out, they're riding in the car, they're just chilling at home through a mobile device, whether it's an iPad or it's an iPhone, whatever the case is. So, or people are also doing USB drives. So that's a physical thing that you can also do. But the problem with it is it's just not convenient, because what if you want to listen to multiple projects and then you got to keep changing the USB? So definitely the phone and streaming is still, you know, the easiest way for discovery and to get in front of fans and let them experience your music. But I'm not saying that, you know, streaming is 100% bad. The splits are really fucked up. Like when you consider you might make 0.0001 cent per stream or something crazy like that, depending on what platform you're on. It kind of discourages a lot of people when you're worried about the numbers and you look at the mountain that's ahead of you. It seems so overwhelmingly difficult to get those type of numbers unless you have multiple hit songs or you got radio play or you have a big fan base. So the new trend, people are using they're using Bandcamp. They're releasing their music on these platforms early, like maybe a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. Everybody's different, kind of how depending on how their rollout is. In my case, I chose to put my music on this platform even for 30 days. So as an artist, it's really easy to make an account. They don't charge any money or anything. They don't charge any fees to get set up and put your music on here and release it. The fees come in when you start making money. Then they start taking small percentage, just admin stuff and processing fees through Stripe and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy. Like I said, LaRussell, he's one of the first artists that I saw do it from this particular app. I guess he made $100K in less than a month with 4,000 people on an average of $24. So he did a pay what you want. And you could pay $1 all the way up to $10,000, just depending on how you wanted to support. Because some people, they really want to support you. So he made the tier available to where you could pay what you want to get his album. In my case, I did a minimum of $5. Because why not? $5 for 7 songs? It sounds like a steal to me. And I got the equivalent of 250,000 streams with 28 supporters. So mind you, this release is still live right now, exclusively on the Even platform. It's not going to be on streaming platforms until 4/20, April 20th. If you want to kind of see how the platform's set up, see some of the other artists that are on there, there's several. There's, I think, J. Cole, he did Forest Hills Drive 20th anniversary edition on here. And then they have these different tiers where, depending on how much you pay, you can get different extras. The first album that I bought on here was from Lanell Grant. So she's a dope producer, female hip-hop artist from Houston. She used to produce for Toby and Wigway. I think that's how I first found her, as far as knowing who she was and following her. When you buy a project, let me switch over. So I have 2 different accounts. One is with my email address and one is with my phone number. Make sure you use the same number or the same email whenever you create your accounts, because you don't want to have 2 different accounts if possible. You want to keep it all under one if you can. So remember that. Make sure that when you create as an artist or you create as a fan, you use the same method, whether it's email or phone number. So first time I messed up because I hadn't even done my release yet. I just bought Lanell Grant's project. I actually bought mine too, just to try it. So under Lanell's project, she offers the album, and it's 18 songs. She also has the instrumentals to her project, 18 songs. She has, what I thought was really cool, a community chat. So everybody that bought the album is here in the community chat that wants to chat, and then she's responding with the fans as well. So it's really cool. You have a direct access that is not like a DM or an email or something like that. It's a little more personal. And so I made a community chat for my album too. So for Slow-Fi Chronicles, these are some of the 28 people that supported. When you spend $5, you automatically get access to the community chat. Another thing that Lanell did was she had some autographed prints, virtual Q&A for higher tiers, $20, $25. I think I did the $20 tier, and I got the music, the community chat, the instrumentals, and a show discount maybe. Oh no, I don't think I was one of the first 50, so I might not be able to get this. Where's my drink? I need another drink. But post something up. All right, so back to Bruce Bang. So over here, Let me go ahead and sign out, sign back in under my my email. You know what I'm saying? Gmail's real easy to set up. You don't have to fill out all these forms. It doesn't ask you for like to check your email for some kind of code. It doesn't do all that stuff. So that's one thing I like. It's just a couple clicks you have to do to actually get access to this. I'll leave the link in my YouTube video. So you have the opportunity to set up multiple tiers based on different types of content that you have for your fans, for your supporters. Mine, you can charge any price you want. You can do pay what you want. In my case, I decided to do $5 minimum, and then you get the album and an exclusive community chat with everyone that has all 28 people that have supported me so far have access to this chat directly with me. This campaign is still live until 420, which is in about a week. So if you're down to support, make sure you download the Even app or search Bruce Bang. Go to brucebang.com or click the link in my bio so you can get early access to it. Or if you want to wait till 420, make sure you follow me on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube Music, Bruce Bang. Slow-Fi Chronicles Volume 1 will be out April 20th for everybody. Currently on Even, I have the first 7 tracks, and today, 1 week before the 420 release, I added 3 more songs to it. So it's going to be a total of 10 songs that come out on 420. But what's dope is like Even kind of gave me it's a little different from a traditional release for the simple fact that a lot of people build up to the release, and then when it comes out, they're sending their project to everybody like, share this, can you share it? So for the first day, for the first couple of days, the first week, you're on a high, you know what I'm saying? People jamming your music. You got it out there. You're doing all these posts and stuff. You might drop a music video. The problem is a lot of people kind of like let that fade out, and they don't really give their project a chance when it comes to marketing it, promoting it. The thing is, like, music is just like any other product when it comes to like merchandise or shirts or shoes or jewelry, whatever it is. You have to run ads. You have to find customers that know that it exists, and that you find the right customers that are willing to buy it. You have to run ads. You have to market. You have to reach out to people. Same thing with music. There's so much music out there. The chances of somebody finding your music organically, just on a whim, clicking on your name because it looks interesting, you have a sound, or a song that they heard on social media, or they see your artwork somewhere, the chances are very slim, especially if you're not posting feverishly or you have a lot of followers. So that's why you have to run ads. But what this kind of gave me a chance, what this gave me a chance to do was kind of see my supporters, where they were at, set some goals, like trying to get 100 people to be an Even supporter. Right now I have 28. But a lot of it was getting feedback from the people who actually took the time to go out and click the link and purchase. And one of the things that people were saying is like they wished it was longer. So I took that to heart, and so the last 2-3 weeks, that's all I've been thinking about. What can I add to it that makes it a little different? So when it hits streaming, there's a little bit extra on there. You know what I'm saying? Something you haven't heard before. So I decided to add 3 more songs. So on 420, there will be 10 songs on 420. Let's see. But like I said, so the way I have it set up, I have $5, $10, $15, $25, and a $50 tier. The $50 tier has a USB drive plus everything under it. That was my highest tier. I had one supporter actually gave me $100, and much love. I appreciate it. I think it was my homie JV. That's what's crazy too. I can actually see who the 28 people are that supported me by their email or however they put their name. So if you didn't get it, I know you didn't get it, which is cool. You just gotta wait like everybody else till 420. But I'm seeing like, I'm taking note of that, like who got it. You know what I'm saying? Who took the time to do it? I've even been trying to educate the artists that I've been working on. I've even been trying to educate the artists and the labels that I work with, how I'm doing the Even release. So I want to share the knowledge so that they can do the same thing. I think it's the wave of the future. It's been going on for at least a year or so, and nobody that I've seen from my city besides Kirk O'Bangs and Lanell Grant has done this method that I've seen. I may be wrong, but so for me to do this project, release it through Even, I'm sharing all my knowledge with all the artists that I'm working with on this project, because my intention and my hopes are to do projects with each individual artist that's on Slow-Fi Volume 1, that's on Slow-Fi Volume 2, even if it's a 5 to 7 project, but something that we can work on together, put it on Even together, split the revenue, and then let it drop on streaming and just keep adding to the catalog. My goal for my own catalog is to have 100 songs in 1 year. So if I stay on course and do about 7 to 10 songs every month, which I have more than enough songs, but it's finishing them and creating new ones and then making sure they're cohesive and then they all flow together. That's my intention. That's my goal. And these aren't goals that I've had before. In the past, I didn't even think like, how many songs can I put out, or why am I going to put songs out? I don't make any money off my songs. They don't get streamed. People aren't searching for Bruce Bang on the music platforms. They're searching for Bruce Bang on Instagram to learn some mixing or some production game or something like that. But they ain't searching Apple Music, Spotify, or Tidal for Bruce Bang as the artist. So now I'm on my DJ Khaled shit. I'm on my Dr. Dre shit. I'm taking it back to the essence when I started producing in the late 90s. That shit sounds crazy. It's been over 25 years.